What is up, everybody? My name is Jigsaw64 and we're going to be doing GreenHorn from HackTheBox. It is an easy rated machine, though I did get stuck at the end for quite a while, but honestly I kind of blame LinPeas for sending me down a rabbit hole on that one. Anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoy. Alright, I like to start all my CTFs by creating a directory for it. I've already created one, so I won't be doing that. So the first thing I do is I run an auto recon scan against our target. If you don't know what auto recon scan is, it is basically an automated enumeration tool, and this tool will pretty much perform all of your basic enumeration, so your nmap, your nicto, your basic dirbuster. This scan of auto recon can take a while, so once it finishes we'll come back and see what we're dealing with. It looks like auto recon is still running, but for our purposes it's already found everything, so you can just hit Control-C and cancel out of that. It's found 3 ports open: SSH, HTTP presumably, and whatever is on this 3000 port. Let's take a look at the full nmap scan. It does do a quick nmap scan and a top 100 UDP scan, but this box doesn't have any UDP ports open to my knowledge. So SSH, open SSH 8.9, nothing there. I've actually never done a box where SSH had a vulnerability to it. But anyway, so we got an Nginx web server on 80. So the HTTP did not follow redirect to greenhorn.htb, so we got to add this to our local DNS in order to resolve it. So let's go ahead and do that. I always have a habit of typing ls as soon as I have an empty terminal. I'm not sure why I do that, but I don't know, weird habits, I guess. So we got 10.10.10. I forgot the IP that forgot the IP of the box, but so that was just greenhorn.htb. And it's the next day. Didn't finish all of that in one take. Anyway, let's finish adding this to our local DNS file so that we can resolve it and take a look at the web server that we scanned earlier. So this is the Nginx server that we found on our nmap scan with auto recon. It's just a note from Mr. Green welcoming us to something here. That's not really important. What's important is this admin at the bottom, powered by Pluck. Obviously it's a login screen, and the important part is this version number here. You can check out Pluck 2. I believe it's just a CMS written in PHP. But anyway, so this is the important part. Pluck 4.7.18. Always good practice to search version numbers, see if there's any exploits. Obviously exploit DB being the first thing that shows up is always a good sign. So this script does need login credentials. I don't know why it doesn't say authenticated remote code execution, but basically it will upload this malicious zip on the vulnerable Pluck version. I'm guessing it doesn't validate what's inside of the what's inside of the zip file before it executes. So that's how it looks like we're gonna get our reverse shell here. So let's take a look at that other port, that application that was running on 3000. Before we do that, I just want to check the source code of the login screen. I don't believe there's anything useful. Yeah, no. Okay, so let's check the application running on 3000. And this is going to be git-t, which is basically a lightweight local version of GitHub. It does have a version here, version 1.21.11. And if you hit explore, there is one repository by green admin called GreenHorn. That's probably has to do with the CTF that we're doing. Yeah, so just looking at the README, we can tell that this is quite literally the Pluck application. And if I'm a betting man, there are probably going to be hard-coded credentials somewhere in this repo. Probably not in images or docs, most likely in data or files. And taking a look at data, I'm just naturally going to go to settings and either token.php or pass.php. And yeah, so this looks like it's probably a hash. So yeah, this looks like it's going to be the hash of the admin or someone. So let's go ahead and crack this hash. In order to crack this hash, we have to figure out what kind of hash this is. To do that, we can use a tool called HashID. and it should tell us what hash this text is. which I believe from top to bottom is most likely. So in our case, it's SHA-12, and it gives us the hashcat mode that we'll need to enter in order to crack it with hashcat. So let's do that. Hashcat-M 1700 for SHA-512 -A0 for straight attack, I believe. Hash and then our word list. So usually share word list rocku.txt usually does the trick. And this might take a minute, so I'm going to skip ahead until we have our hash cracked. So I'm on VMware. I normally would not advocate for cracking hashes on a virtual machine since it has limited resources, but these CTFs use fairly weak passwords for sake of concept, and it looks like this hash was cracked to the password I love you 1, which is probably going to be obviously the login for that application that we found earlier, that Pluck application. And yeah, so now that we're logging in, that script from earlier told us that there is an upload section, and navigating to, I believe it's manage modules, and then yeah, install a module. So this is where the script is going to basically upload that malicious zip file. We can do it manually since we're already logged in, or you can use the script. I'm going to do it manually since we're already here. Let's create that malicious zip. Looks like my terminal decided to have kids mid recording, so I don't know what this is, but hopefully I can finish this out. Let's go back into our terminal and go into our GreenHorn exploit directory. Let's just call it pwn.py. And I can't, I did not spell that right, but whatever. So this is going to be the reverse shell PHP one-liner that I'm sure you're more than used to. It's from Pentest Monkey, obviously. Replace the IP with your IP, and then I'm doing 9001 because over 9000. So let's just zip it, call it pwn.zip, pwn.php. And I can't read that, and I can't read that because of the and I can't spell. Okay, so zip pwn.zip, and we have to spell correctly, so pwn.py. Alright, so now we should have our pwn.zip file, and wow, this terminal is going haywire. We got it spitting out kids and whatnot. Okay, so the spawned terminal child decided to randomly vanish. Let's go ahead and upload that malicious zip file. So I don't know if this zip file is going to connect back to us immediately. So the module was installed successfully, but as you can see, we don't get a reverse shell back. So we're probably going to have to curl the request. The module did get uploaded, and we can actually see where the modules get uploaded by looking at the repo for it. And it's going to be in GreenHorn /data/modules, and this is where our zip file should be. So we'll curl that request, and we should get a reverse shell that's connected back to us. And I just realized that the script needs to be a PHP script, not a Python script, so change it from pwn.py to pwn.php, and then zip pwn.php like that. We're probably going to have to re-upload that. So let's go back and re-upload pwn.zip with pwn.php inside of it. And upload. And okay, yeah, so we do get a reverse shell back immediately. So note to self, sometimes you make mistakes. Alright, so obviously the first thing to do is always upload our shell. So let's, which Python 3. Okay, so let's do our Python 3 and upgrade to a TTY. So Python 3-c imports pty pty.spawn/bin/bash, I believe. Yeah, and then background stty raw -echo foreground, reset. Well, I didn't spell it right, but export term is equal to xterm, and we should be able to clear the screen and have tab auto completion. So let's so we are data, and I believe on this box it is as simple as catting the etc password file. So we can see here that there's the user junior, the only non-standard user, and obviously root. So let's see if we can switch to junior. And with the password I love you one, I'm pretty sure that is junior's password. So password reuse is utilized on this box. So now we can go to our home screen, cat user.text, and that's going to be the user flag. So now we're on to privilege escalation to root. Before we move on to getting root, I want to show the vector of which I thought escalating to root was, and that's going to be linps, of course. So let's copy linps into our current directory, and I always like to copy a file. So linps is in our exploit folder. So let's start up a Python server and get that on our machine and see what linps has to say. Let's start up our Python web server here on over 9,000 because that power level will be over 9,000. And then let's wget the linps file. So it's just going to be HTTP. And I forgot my IP. Always remember your IP. So for me, it's going to be 10, 10, 14, 36. For you, it's obviously going to be different. And that's going to be on port 9001 for us. And that's going to be linps.sh. Transfer was complete. Nice. Let's make it executable. Perfect. And now let's run linps, and that is running, and I will come back once that's done. This is the attack vector that I thought escalating to root was on GreenHorn. It's basically a service that's owned by root calling a writable executable that's owned by us. The problem here is that the executable that's owned by us is active, and to my knowledge, to my limited knowledge in ethical hacking, there's no way for me to modify it. At least when I tried. It's also not the attack vector on this box, but if anyone knows how to escalate using this, I would love to hear it, because I tried this for about 2 hours, and then I simply realized that there is a PDF file in the user's home directory that I probably should look at. So that is the attack vector that I got stuck on for a few hours. So again, if anyone knows how to escalate like that, please let me know. Opening the PDF, we are going to see something very useful, and this is why I got lost. I thought this was actually a red herring, not meant to be taken seriously because of linps. So don't always trust linps, though I am sure someone with more knowledge in ethical hacking can compromise root with the attack vector listed by linps. But this is the route that you're supposed to take. Essentially, it is a pixelized image of the password, and you essentially have to figure out how to depixelize the image in this password, or the password from this image. We can extract the image from this PDF using a simple command, pdf images -all, and then the PDF itself, and we'll call this image, I don't know. So now if we ls, we should see image-00.png. So looking at the image, we're gonna see something that's basically not legible, obviously. This box is designed to make you kind of go out and search for tools that will depixelize this image, or reconstruct it, I think is a more accurate term maybe. So if you go on Google and you type dpix tool GitHub, you'll probably come across the tool that the creators of this box intended you to use. So this is going to be a tool called dpix. Now, I'm sure many of you guys probably just got excited at what I just said, but this tool will actually help us reconstruct the pixelized password from our PDF into something that is legible for us to read. So I can't explain how this tool exactly works verbatim. I'm sure IPSec will explain it better than I, but basically it just compares the image against a similar image or something. And yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know, but the installation is here and how to run the tool is here, so let's go ahead and do that. So I like to, for these custom tools, I like to clone the repo into my tools folder. So I always make a tools folder, and I already have it. So let's go ahead and run dpix against our image that we grabbed out of the PDF. let's go into our dpix folder here, and this is going to be the syntax to run the tool. Obviously, we're going to have to change the syntax for the path. It's going to be home, jigsaw 64. It's going to be HTTP. And this was GreenHorn, results, blah, 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 exploit, and image. So let's run that tool. And I am getting an error because I did not specify the output file name. So we'll just name this output.png. Now we can change to our home directory. And let's check out this output.png file. So as you can see here, this, you guys should be able to see that. Here, let me zoom in a little bit. Okay. So I don't know how to increase the size of this, but it is somewhat legible. It says side from the other side, side from the other side. And that is going to be, that is basically going to be the password for root. So let's type that in. Side from the other side, side from side the other side. And I typed it wrong. The other side, probably the most annoying password in the world. Okay, 2 fails. Side from, and as you can see, we are root. Root probably has the stupidest password in the world. Someone should probably talk to that guy, but anyway, so that wraps it up. Some noteworthy things is this box did have SSH on it, but it uses public key encryption for SSH, so we can't do that. If we switch back to Junior, one thing I didn't do is run a sudo-l, but I believe so Junior is not able to run sudo on GreenHorn. Like I said, the linpeas vector was noteworthy. I am very curious to see if someone was able to do that. But yeah, that's the box. Thanks for watching. I'm Jigsaw64 and you can connect with me on LinkedIn below. I'm new to pen testing and planning on going for my OSCP. Until next time, guys.